Hello and a very warm welcome to another episode of Emotionally Yours with Pratik. Today we are honored to have Padma Shri awardee, the famous archaeologist Mr. K. Muhammed sir with us, and we are really enriched with his presence. We're going to talk about how he has formed his interest in archaeology, his interesting journey, most difficult emotional moments that he has come across, and how he faced them. A very warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay. So, we have always heard your name whenever there is any kind of important archaeological excavation or any evidences that the court wants, so on and so forth. I would want to understand, when you were young, you were in school, college, what attracted you towards career in archaeology? Which
See, at that
I
time-
believe
Yeah.
is not very, very common career
Yes,
that people see.
it's not a very common career, and especially I come from deep south, that is
Right.
Kerala, and that too in Calicut.
Right.
We don't have much of an archaeological heritage also there,
Correct.
but then we had a very good library. So in that library, I read two books, and one was The Discovery of India by when I was a child,
Correct.
not child, when I was studying in the school. The Discovery of India by Nehruji, but of course Nehruji's English is very rosy English, and but for me there was a Malayalam translation of it. So I read that one. Then certain pages of the glimpses of the world history also. And then there was a book for us that was about the great Nalanda University.
Okay.
Nalanda is, it is a fascinating university. 700 years before Oxford University, 600 years before Cambridge University, you had such a library here in India, a university here in India,
True.
which was an international university where students not only from China, Huangsang was from China,
Right.
Itzing was Jizing, he known as.
Correct.
He was again from China, and there were a number of students from Southeast Asian countries, from Thailand, Burma, and all those countries. So that book also I read about this one, but again it was in Malayalam. So I developed a kind of fascination for the subject.
Awesome.
So I took a decision that after my high school, if I study further, it would be some of the North Indian universities.
Okay.
Because, especially Delhi, because Delhi was the seat of empires for a long time. So I decided somewhere in Delhi, Agra, and then I got admission in Aligarh Muslim University. And I had my beginning from there, because that gives you an opportunity to go to Delhi, which is only 100 kilometers.
True.
Agra, it's only 50 kilometers. Fatehpur Sikri, again, it is only 70 kilometers.
70 kilometers.
And then the entire Upanishadic land. Upanishadic land means the land between Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati. So the land between Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati, it is known as Brahmadesh, or Brahmarshidesh, or Aryavarta, or sometimes Madhya Desha.
Madhya
Also. So it was because it was that Mahabharata with this one Ramayana. Again, that had a fascination for me, because there was one of my teachers, and he was, it was in the school days. He was he looks like that of a typical Muslim, typical mullah of Kerala.
Okay.
But what he taught us was the stories of Ramayana,
Wow.
the stories of Mahabharata. So I knew Krishna and Rama and everybody
From that.
that very childhood. So that has made great impression in my mind. And then later on I got an opportunity to go to, because again it is from Aligarh, Mathura is only 35 kilometers. Varanasi,
Yeah.
So the whole development of Hinduism that has taken place in this land, that is Madhya Desh. Yamashinavami madam Vishnur yasyam vichakrame Indrayom chakratmane namitram shajipati. Let us go to that land where Indra had shown his parakrama. So it's that land. I had a liking for that also. So then I took history because at that time there was archaeology was not such a developed branch. I took history and passed out with very good marks. But still, when I applied for my this one research, that is for my PhD, since I was not the follower of a particular group of historians in Aligarh Muslim University, headed by that is leftist historians, headed by Irfan Habib, I was not given. That was my due on the basis of the merit, but I was not given admission and the scholarship also.
Oh.
But it was given to a student, very poor student, who had much less mark than me.
Okay.
So you're fighting against Irfan Habib at that time, it was impossible task.
True.
I am nobody to fight against him. And he had, because the entire press was with him, especially the English press was with him. So I decided that I will then now follow my passion. And my passion was archaeology. Went to Delhi, passed the exam, entrance examination, got into this one Archaeological Survey of India. There was a school of archaeology at that time. And for the first time I came to know, because this was something which I was looking for. Otherwise, you are learning, in BA also, MA also, you would be studying about the same Bimbisara, Ajatashatru, Mauryan, Guptas, and all those things. It is the same thing, but it would be in a detailed way. True. Here, for the first time, you have an opportunity to go to monuments. If we are studying about Brihadishwara temple or Mahabalipuram temple, our classes would be in Brihadishwara temple and Mahabalipuram also.
Awesome.
Yes. And similarly, if you want to study about Qutub Minar and Taj Mahal.
So, sir, you were talking about, understanding only those Ajat-Shatru Bimbisar from Irfan Habib's school of thought.
Yeah.
I understand that, in archaeology or history, there have been different schools of thoughts.
Yes.
And then you chose to go to Archaeological Survey, where Mahabalipuram is taught right in Mahabalipuram, or Brihadeshwar is taught right in Brihadeshwar. Okay. And as I always say, social sciences are the most experiential sciences.
Really.
Which cannot be taught in the classroom.
Really.
So how did the journey went from there?
Then, after completing my postgraduate, this one and the postgraduate diploma in archaeology from Archaeological Survey of India, there was a change of the head of the office in Aligarh Muslim University also, that is in the history department.
Right.
Earlier, when I was in MA, he was the professor and head of the department, Irfan Habib. But now, he's changed. There was a very favorable atmosphere for me. And I got my first posting in Aligarh Muslim University itself.
Okay.
Earlier as technical assistant and then assistant archaeologist also.
Oh.
So that way it was the return of the native. Yeah. So I call it is the return of the native, because I was expelled. I was forced to go out. But now I had come back as a native of Aligarh, and my posting was also there. And then there was something in my mind, because this person unnecessarily, he has this one discriminated. I have been discriminated by him, so I should do something to prove my ability.
True.
So there was excavations at Fatehpur Sikri. And Fatehpur Sikri is a kind of syncretic place where you have got all kinds of architecture. The Hindu architecture is there, of Hindu architecture of Rajasthan. Rajput architecture is there, Bengali architecture is there, Gujarati architecture is there, and Islamic, of course. So it's an amalgamation of all those things. And there was an institution, and that is the most important institution, that is Ibadat Khana, the place where Akbar had this invited people from all the religion, Hindu, Muslim, Christians, and then ultimately he evolved that new religion known as Din-e-Ilahi. So it was the nursery of Indian secularism.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Though, there have been narratives set against him and say that, this is not it is, and Mughal history has been erased.
No, erased completely.
And that's so surprising.
Yes.
That, if they didn't exist, who built it?
Yes.
As simple as that.
Yes.
And we there is a common thread that I would like to bring it.
Yeah.
When I was in maybe standard 12th, okay, we were taken to Fatehpur Sikri and I happened to see Ibadat Khana and Diwan-e Khas. Diwan-e Khas was one of the most beautiful architectures there. And the Buland Darwaja.
Yeah, imposing.
I mean, that was something that was very, very few people knew about Buland Darwaja when we locally inquired over there. Apart from that, Etmadullah Maqbara was something that not many people knew about.
No, yes.
So we went searching for it. Dayal Bagh was another one that we went searching for. So these are equally big monuments where still, I mean, there's ignorance about it. So I would like to bring it. I mean, what really is inspiring is a teacher who's Muslim by practice, teaching you Ramayana, Mahabharata, you getting influenced at an age, and again a common thread where discovery of India was given to me when I was in standard 8, and I started reading it, and I mean it's so beautifully written about across the times, and there's no thing as such which is a narrative driven thing. Because Nehru actually was very objective in assessing things.
Very objective.
When
and
you
that
read
too,
this,
without any reference book in the jail, he has written the book. That is the part.
I mean, that's phenomenal.
Yes. And the way, I mean, that rosy English of Nehruji, that is well known.
That is something very enjoyable.
Yes.
I mean, as a student of English literature, I used to enjoy that.
So you are a student of English?
I was. I dropped out of engineering to pursue my interest.
I see.
So that's it. So, sir, normally parents prefer their kids to have a stable career, a more secured career. And archaeology has not been the choice.
Not at all.
But many. So when you declared this, that you want to do something in history and archaeology, what was the reaction?
No, my father was not that much educated.
Okay.
But he had a small business of his own, but not that much of educated. But he wanted me to be an engineer because at that time, either medicine or engineering. These were the two avenues, and that gives you prestige.
Right.
But this kind of archaeology, a subject like archaeology in the remote corner of Kerala, it has no relevance at all for them.
Very true.
So he wanted me to be an engineer, but I told him that I have no interest in engineering and other things. I will go for this one. So he had no objection. So I even tell my children also that you follow your own passion.
True.
So following your passion means that you are getting a salary without doing the job. You are doing, following your own passion, your own hobby, and for which you are being paid by the government of India or the organization in which you are working.
Wow.
तो ये something वो है कि वो मेरा हमेशा दिमाग में वो रहा, and I enjoyed my all the postings, and I often worked a little bit more than what was assigned to me. For example, while I was working in Chhattisgarh. Chhattisgarh. So I interacted very coolly with all kinds of Naxal groups of people. Because you cannot do anything without having a dialogue with them and without getting their express permission. So it was, they took 10,000 rupees from me, but they gave us a lot of cooperation also. So you have to you are a government servant, of course, but you have to develop that kind of social sensitivity for this one lower group of people.
Very true.
Going to the temple or going to the mosque is not the real worship. Ashtadasa Puranasya Vyasokdam Dvayameva. Only the two things they have said. Paropagara Punyaya, Papaya, Parapidano. Punya is, not going to Kashi, not going to Makkah, but it is, just helping a poor person. So while I was in Delhi, I was running a number of schools also for the slum children. For those who were coming, because it was during the Commonwealth period, Commonwealth Games period, I was posted in Delhi. So I had a lot of work to be completed. Within time, it had to be completed. So got a number of laborers from different parts of the country, from Bihar, from Madhya Pradesh, from Uttar Pradesh, and various other places. And these laborers are coming with their children. Sometimes 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. Once they are 5 years, they will go to the nearby Chauraha for begging. So myself and I had again a very sensitive wife, both of us, we decided instead of going for this one, we should use them. I mean, we should give a teacher for them, have a tended school, because in the monument you cannot have. Because one school was in Qutub Minar, another was in Red Fort, that is Lal Killa, third one was in Humayun's Tomb, then Tughlaqabad and other places.
Yeah.
There you cannot have any permanent structure. Tended schools, give a teacher, give them food, give them meeta, because they would be attracted.
Yeah.
And then few facilities for the play. So all these were arranged, and then Kambal, these things, that things we provided. So initially we started it with our own fund, but then many people are there to join you, to help you. So you have to have that human, the engineering should be there. So it was with Naxals there, but in Madhya Pradesh it was with the Chambal dacoits. And many of them are still very good friends. Malkhan Singh. He's a very good friend of mine. And he came to release my book also to Kerala.
Wow.
Yes. Something, because he had never crossed Narmada. But for the first time in his life, he crossed Narmada, came to Trivandrum. My book was released. Then I took him to, this one Kanyakumari. He wanted to see all the seas and other things.
Right.
Again, we are going to have a program in the in the month of September.
Wow.
I said the Madhya Pradesh government also, we have to utilize this. He is the most living ferocious dacoits.
Yeah.
Use him as an ambassador and have a museum, a dacoit museum. But I will give it a different name, Baghi Museum. Because they don't want to. Yeah.
I had that experience as well.
Yes.
So, in emotional intelligence term, what you did, we call it as empathy.
Yes, it's empathy, really.
Okay.
Really, yeah.
Understanding the pain points of the other person.
Yeah.
Offering what all we could.
Really.
Partner with them.
Yes.
Collaborate with them.
Yeah.
Get them on your side.
Yes.
And this is the relationship management that emotional intelligence is at the core of it.
Yes, exactly.
So, absolutely, you are a walking example of emotional intelligence where you did not sway yourself in either of the schools of thoughts of history or archaeology.
Yeah.
1. 2, you have been empathetic towards the neighborhood, towards even Naxals and dacoits, whom they take a big offense if you call them dacoit. They need to be called Baghi.
Baghi.
Okay, or Khadku.
Yes.
Khadku in Punjab though.
Acha.
Yeah, I happen, that's another common thing between us, sir. During, when I was in NCC, I had done a small project and studying insurgency amongst youth in India and was abducted by Naxals. And was at the gunpoint for 4 to 5 hours.
I see.
And then we collaborated, we joked, we used humor. I used humor to come out, and I was 22 then.
I see.
And 4 of us were abducted,
I see.
Thinking that we were government officers and government informants. That happened between the border of Andhra and Odisha. Chhattisgarh, Andhra.
Chhattisgarh,
right. So similar.
It was in the year?
It was in the year 2000. No, I'm sorry, 96. 95.
Acha, 95. Acha.
Yeah.
There were
then
two groups. Andhra and Naxals were separate.
People's Forum.
Yeah. People's
So I happened to meet Gadar, who was a famous poet. I had seen their literature. Happened to visit Naxalbari, near Darjeeling. Siliguri for that matter. And second thing you mentioned about Malkhan Singh, I had interviewed Tehsildar Singh. Tehsildar Singh,
son of Man Singh.
Yes.
It was actually he who, instrumental in making that surrender. Tehsildar Singh.
That was the major thing. So I happened to go to Morena, and from there they had taken us inside. And everything was arranged. We interviewed, came back.
Now you have to make a trip to Bateshwar also. No.
I will.
Yeah.
I will. Now that I know that your work has been phenomenal there. And I remember these are most things which are very fearful.
Yes.
But right in the eyes of the fear, you looked in and you onboarded them. What made you overcome that fear? That these are Naxals, they may kill,
Dalkal.
Okay. Or these are chambal buggies and they may not really spare.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what made you overcome that fear?
See, you are a psychologist. And I use a technique known as reverse psychology.
Right.
And reverse psychology means I am a Muslim. The first impression when somebody says that a Muslim wants to conserve this temple or reconstruct this temple, initially there would be a kind of aversion. There would be suspicion also, initially. But once they know this man is fully into it, he is fully committed to it, then the psychology start reversing. And you will be getting that kind of support which a Mishra or a Sharma or a Shukla may not get. That is what I got it.
Right.
And at the back of my mind, this was also there when Muslims came to India. It's a fact because I have seen they have destroyed a number of temples.
True.
If you want to see, go to Qutub Minar, just by the side of Qutub Minar, Quwwat Islam Mosque is there. Even now, more than 50, 70 images are there in Quwwat Islam. They have destroyed a number of things.
Correct.
But today's Muslims are not responsible for that. I further add it. But I also add, when these Muslims, they started justifying that one, the
That's
action
the
that
wrong
had
thing.
happened, then they are also equally responsible.
True.
So I have seen it because being an archaeologist, I have seen these sites from very close points, from close quarters. So God has given me an opportunity now to reconstruct those temples. It is because had I been an engineer, perhaps I would not have got this opportunity. Had I been a management person, I would not have got this opportunity. But
Very true.
I am an archaeologist. That is because, because of that, God has given me an opportunity. So walk a kilometer ahead of all other archaeologists and do things and take up this kind of challenges. If you are, if you are killed during the process, that is well and good. So this is this one mindset which has been always working. So whenever I take up the temples, and equally of this one, Buddhist viharas, Muslims have destroyed, and especially Nalanda.
Yeah.
Bhakti Archaeology had completely destroyed, and there was 2 libraries.
Which were burnt.
Yes, were burnt. Ratna Ganja, Ratnodadi, 3 libraries, Ratna Sagara, 3 libraries. That was burnt to this one ashes. So I have, my psychology is psychology of repentance. हमें उसका प्रायश्चित करना है. गलती हो गई. Today's Muslims are not responsible also, but Muslims also should be sympathetic because Hinduism is such a large-hearted religion. It's unlike the Semitic religion. Semitic religion means Judaism, Christianity and Islam.
Abrahamic religion.
Yes, Abrahamic. So they think only they are right, all others are wrong. All right, you think it right, we have no quarrel with you, but at the same time, they also wanted to convert those people into their own religion. So there they go wrong. But in Hinduism, it is such a elastic religion. You believe in God, you don't believe in God, you believe in Shiva, Vishnu or what, it's not. And still you are a Hindu, you have all the freedom to do it. So in medieval time, perhaps Hinduism was not the right religion in those periods, but in modern times, if humanity requires any religion, I don't know whether you require a God or not, whether you require a religion or not. In case in modern time you require a religion, the best religion would be the religion of Hinduism, and that too of Vivekananda Swami's religion, and a very enlightened religion,
I always say that there are various shades of Hinduism.
Yeah.
The hardliner shade is not something that you should look at.
No.
It is Vivekananda's core philosophy.
Yes, core philosophy. Yes.
That moves in.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to choose between the religion, though I am born as Jain.
Yeah. Acha.
Right. My father was a core atheist. My mother is a core Puritan Jain.
I see.
So between two
you are
extremes.
Terapandi or Bispandi?
We are Mandir Margi, Shvetamba.
Acha.
So me and my sister, we are one between the two extremes that we had.
It's a
And he gave us every freedom, and every religious book is available.
to
with him.
read. Nice.
So I read Zendavesta, I read
Oh.
Torah,
Acha.
I read Al Quran,
Acha.
I read Bhagavad Gita
Sure.
and Rigved,
Yeah.
and of course I studied Sanskrit because it was compulsory for us in 8th and 9th standard.
Yeah.
And then I also read Holy Bible, the Old Testament, the New
Acha, New
Testament,
Testament. Yeah.
and I read the Guru Granth Sahib, Jap Sahib. And then I decided that most of the core religions have moved away from their core beliefs and core philosophies.
Yeah.
So as a result,
So-
I chose to be an atheist.
Yes. Wow.
Simple as that.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Right. Though I go to Gurdwara very regularly
Yeah.
and commit myself to service, I go to Jain temples,
Yeah.
I go to Hindu temples, I go to mosques, I go everywhere. I have friends across religions, and I see that it is the humanity that
Really.
every religion
Yes.
talks about,
Yes.
and most of them have moved away from.
Moved away.
So when you made such comments,
Yeah.
I'm sure you must have faced a lot of backlash from fellow Muslims and
Exactly, because
other
that is-
organizations, right?
Yes. No, there was. I mean, the backlash was for this kind of views also, and also in the case of Ayodhya also, because I had to face a lot of problem.
Yeah, I remember that.
So that is something, and especially I live in an area. I'm representing Calicut, and I belong to another area that is, only 21 kilometers away from Calicut town,
Okay.
where some of the hardliners are there, and some of them are my classmates also.
Oh, okay.
And two of them are even now in the Tihar jail of Delhi.
Okay.
So it was a very difficult problem for me. And I could somehow survive, but my wife could not survive. She had, because she was getting all kinds of criticism from various, because social media is very active. She was part of that social media also. She was getting all kinds of harsh comments, threats and other things. I could ignore, but she could not. So ultimately, she had some physical problems also, some ailments also, but then she succumbed last year to this one.
So sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so that I could survive. I am now, even now, whenever I go, I am there in Kerala, I am round the clock under police protection. Round the clock. So that is there, but you have to die one day. But let us die for a real cause, for a social cause.
And never compromise on your
Never
values.
compromise on those principles. And I tell the Muslim community also, in two of the meetings of Jamaat, this one, there was a SIMI. SIMI means
SIMI, yeah.
is a band organization.
Band organization.
So while I was in this place, one of the Gulf countries, I had gone for an excavation to Oman. In Oman, there is a place known as Salalah.
Yeah.
So the German university, so they had invited me for an excavation. So when I went into the hotel, there, most of the hotel businesses is under with the Keralites. So they easily recognized me that I am from Kerala, but not my name and other things. So then when I told my name and other thing, they were mostly the followers of some of this semi-organization. They wanted me to speak. I said that I am ready to speak, but you should not create any problem. I will be speaking my own independent views. So they agreed. So I explained everything about Ayodhya issue, how I had participated in that excavation, and how we had seen the temple remains were there. And then everything, not only temple remains, we had got a number of sculptures also, and also an inscription that is in 20 lines, which says that this temple is dedicated to that Mahavishnu who had killed Bali. So who has killed Bali? That is Rama. Then again it says that who had killed 10-headed person. Who is that 10-headed person? Yes, Ravan. So all these things, when I explained these things to them, then the top, and then also I added that for the Muslims, during the partition time, that in 1947, a separate country exclusively for the Muslim community has been given by the Hindus. And even after that, if India is a secular country, it's only because it is a Hindu majority country. By Hindu, I mean not only Hindus, Buddhism and Jainism and Sikhism also included that. It's only because it is a Hindu majority country. Had it been a Muslim majority country, it would never have been a secular country. And they accepted. They are hardliners. They accepted it. They took me to a separate room and then had a discussion. Then they asked me, why don't you tell all these things to Sayyid Shahabuddin? Because it was Sayyid Shahabuddin who was leading this one Waqf committee movement there at that time. He was the leading light of the whole thing. I said that I don't have any access to him. I don't know him. But after 1 year, he wrote a letter to this one Prime Minister at that time, appreciating my work, which was sent to the Director General, and Director General sent that copy to me. And I gave him a reply also. And then later on, I had a meeting also with him. And I said, sir, I was part and parcel of that excavation, and I have seen the temple remains also. And it is full of temple remains. Let us give it back to Hindu community so that, it would be a wonderful
gesture.
Turning gesture, and it would be a wonderful turning point in the history itself. Let us not stop here. And you are the only educated person in that group. So it would be better. So he was in a way, because it was in Patna, the meeting was in Patna. He wanted to have some compromise, but at the same time, because, he told me that I will be discussing it with my other members. He went back and then he wrote me back, because all those letters are even now with me.
So nice.
I discussed it with all the other members, but they don't agree to it. So that was a historic moment, we could have done it. And I stand not there. I say that not only that, we have to give two more important places. That is one is this one, Krishna Janam Bhumi, Mathura. Because I was posted in Agra itself, I was in charge of Taj Mahal. So I know, and I have inspected rather the mosque also, the Janmasthan also. So for Muslims, it is simply a mosque. It is not associated with Prophet Muhammad. It is not associated with any of the awliyas. For them, it is simply a mosque. But for a Hindu community, it is Lord Ram or Lord Krishna or Lord Shiva. It is associated. So it is as important for them as Makkah and Medina are for Muslims.
True.
So Muslims should have willingly handed it over to Hindu community for constructing a magnificent Hindu temple. That would have been again a very, very turning point in the history of India.
Something volunteering would always show the bigger heart.
Bilkul.
And the necessary empathy that we talk in emotional intelligence.
Yeah. That should have been there.
In fact, this is very similar to what I always think. This is the Hagia Sophia movement of India.
Bilkul.
This is Hagia Sophia movement of India.
Bilkul.
That is how Kamal Turk.
Yes.
Ataturk.
Yes,
Kamal Pasha.
Ataturk. Yes.
He found, and when I visited Istanbul and Hagia Sophia, I was like, isn't this the way even Ayodhya and Mathura, Varanasi and all other disputed sites should be done with?
Bilkul.
And hats off to Ataturk, the way he carried that entire thing.
He was a great social reformer also. A great social reformer.
Big time. Yeah. I realized it in my 7 days visit to Istanbul. I was there for a training program. I went there. And then intentionally I had taken 3 days off to visit the Topkapi Palace and Hagia Sophia and all other important places.
So they have maintained their historical one of Topkapi Palace.
Yeah,
and everything. Yes.
Beautifully.
Yes.
And they do not shy away from taking the ownership of all the atrocities those were caused in Byzantine times or those were caused in Constantine times. And even the Jesus was voted only by one differing vote over there in that chapel.
I see. I didn't know
Otherwise,
that.
he wouldn't have been a god.
I see.
So I came to know about it only when I visited.